A very good morning and welcome to Engineer Loveneesh Talwar, H.O.D Department of Electrical Engineering, YCT Jammu. Engineer Dinesh Gupta, President of IICL and Dean of Academics, YCT. Engineer B.R. Verma, Chief Coordinator, YCT Jammu. And Dr. Nikhil Gupta, Assistant Professor, Acharya Shri Chandra College of Medical Sciences, Jammu. Participants. Today, on the eve of World Health Day, we are here together to conduct a webinar on Healthy Mind, Healthy Life under the IIT ICT Jammu. Department of Electrical Engineering was established in ICT in 2013. This department conducts various activities and today's webinar on Healthy Mind, Healthy Life is a part of these activities. First of all, I would like to invite HOD Electrical Engineering Department, YCT, Engineer Loveneesh Talwar for the welcome address.
Yeah, thank you, Ashley. It is audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So first of all, a very good morning to all the dignitaries to be present there on the very auspicious day, World Health Day. Uh, Respected chief guest for the day, Dr. Nikhil Gupta, M.B.B.S, M.D, Psychological Medicine, Acharya Shri Chandra Medical Sciences, Jammu. Dean Academics, YCT, Engineer Dinesh Gupta, sir. Chief Coordinator, YCT, Engineer Bodhraj Verma, sir. Faculty members of Electrical Engineering Department, as well as the Faculty of Computer Science Department, students of Electrical Engineering as well as Computer Science Department. A very good morning to all of you. Today, the Department of Electrical Engineering is organized one webinar on World Health Day on this auspicious day on 7th April 2022. And today we will be having a very good resource person to deliver a talk on healthy mind and healthy life by Dr. Nikhil Gupta. Dr. Nikhil Gupta is MBBS and MD in psychological medicine. Presently, he is an assistant professor, postgraduate department of psychiatry and addiction medicine, Acharya Shri Chandra College of Medical Sciences, Jammu. He is also the consultant of physiotherapist and trauma therapist, Mind Wellness Clinic and Counseling Center, Jammu. He is a life member of Committee of Disability Initiatives, University of Jammu. He is also the fellow Indian Psychiatry Society member, American Psychiatry Association, member Indian Association of Biological Psychiatry, member Indian Association of Private Psychiatry. A very good renowned person, a very good doctor in the field of psychiatry. And I think today's session that is based upon healthy mind and healthy life, I think this is the today's demand, because we all know with the past 2 years we are all going through this COVID pandemic, when all the things to be changed from offline to the online, and we are go through a very tough situation. Everybody has some type of anxiety, everybody has some minds of stressful and all that, but now the situation will be changed. We are back routine to our online mode, we are back routine to our normal life. And today, I hope Dr. Nikhil Gupta's lecture on healthy mind and healthy life will ultimately beneficial to all the participants to be present there. I know Dr. Nikhil Gupta has a very much busy schedule, but within a no span of time, when I invite him to deliver a lecture on this topic, he accepts my invitation, and for that, from the entire management of Yogananda College of Engineering and Technology, sir, thank you so much, and I welcome you on this day to deliver a talk on healthy mind and healthy life. So not wasting much of time, I request to please start the proceedings of the day. Thank you so much. Over to Esli.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words. Now, I would like to invite the resource person for today's webinar, Dr. Nikhil Gupta, to start the proceedings of the day.
Thank you, Loveneesh sir, for such a wonderful introduction. Without wasting any time, I will start with the today's talk. I don't have any presentation or something. I'll talk to you. It will be a interactive session, and I would love to take a lot of questions from you. I have a message to convey on this theme, that healthy mind and healthy life. I thank you. I thank you, YCT, Dr. Engineer Loveneesh ji, for inviting me and giving me an opportunity on this 7th of April, which is celebrated worldwide as World Health Day. And the WHO, the World Health Organization theme for this day today is health, our planet, our health. So, the theme has inclusively taken we and the planet, we the planet, we and the planet. So, when we talk about the this mind and body concept, mind, body, and the planet concept, uh, in terms of health. So we will be today, since I am a doctor and we always keep talking about the illnesses and all. So today we will be talking about wellness and the health. Am I audible to all of you?
Yes, sir, you are completely audible.
Yeah. So we will be talking mostly on the wellness and health. So this complex mind, mind का structure कितना सा है? If we roughly conclude a human being, these two fish, we have this much mass of our brain, which is structurally present in our head. So it is such a complex structure that it is with me this moment, and it may go to your, go somewhere else in the another. So it is such an wonderful structure that there's no limit to it. We cannot control it. So we cannot control it. The basic functioning of this brain is, it keeps growing. अगर हम कुछ decades पहले चले जाएं, जैसे कि 60s में 70s में, तो साइंस कहता था कि brain is an organ that is a degenerative process, but with the recent advance हमें जो अभी recent research है उससे ऐसा पता चला है, it is a very neuroplastic organ. It keeps growing. The more we use it, the more it grows. So it kept growing in this. It keeps growing in this 21st century with the rampant amount of change we are seeing around. So why it is important to talk about healthy mind and healthy life? First of all, we will come to this. Why we need to talk about it, So since we all see this 21st century is a century of change. Everything around us is changing so rampantly. All we see around is change, right from pre-COVID life to COVID lives to post-COVID adjustment to the life. Every day, right from going into the bed and waking up next morning, what we see is a change. It keeps changing. It keeps changing. Our mobile phones, our connectivity with the world, our social connectivity, our digital connectivity. It keeps changing so rampantly. But how we psychologists or we psychiatrists see this change as, this is very important. We see this change. We see this change as stress. What we have known by years of research of our science, that anything that causes us humans to change, whether it could be inside our body, some kind of infection of something. हमने कल रात को कुछ गंदा खा लिया था, तो उसने हमारी बॉडी में एक ऐसा बदलाव कर दिया जिससे कि कोई उसमें चेंज आया, तो वो हमारे लिए कैसे स्ट्रेसफुल हो जाता है. नेक्स्ट मॉर्निंग वी में बी वॉमिटिंग, we have a bad tummy. It could be internal, it could be external. Anything that changes outside, it could be a change of semester, it could be change of college, it could be a transition from school to college, it could be a transition from college to job, it could be transition from pre-COVID to COVID times, could be transition from COVID times to the post-COVID adjustment, could be anything, any change. What we have known so far, any change that causes this body and the mind to adjust is known as stress. So हम सब इस बात पे एग्री करेंगे कि हम इस 21वीं सदी में, no doubt it's the most advanced century, it's the most technologically advanced century. We have been doing better, and we have answers to everything. We have science rapidly changing and making our life comfortable and easier, and so on. But इसके साथ हमें क्या आ रहा है? Change. So any change that that our body has to face is stress. सो हमें इस चीज को भी साथ में मानना चाहिए कि हम एक ऐसी सदी में जी रहे हैं जो बहुत ज्यादा स्ट्रेसफुल भी है, जो कभी पहले ऐसा नहीं था. पहले चेंज उतना रैम्पेंट नहीं था. आई थिंक वी कैन ऑब्जर्व, आई थिंक एवरीवन ऑन दिस प्लेटफॉर्म लिसनिंग टू मी मस्ट एग्री विद मी दैट वी आर द लास्ट जनरेशन on this planet, maybe, knowing the difference between the real world and the virtual world. We have seen this world changing from the non-technological era to the technological shift. Maybe the next generation after 30 years may not be knowing this difference, the technology and non-technology era. So what? No doubt, it's so important, it's so wonderful, it's so helping. At the click of button, I can talk to all of you without even investing a lot of energy. I think previously, some years back, when Loveneesh sir invited me, it took a lot of time to reach your campus and to deliver a talk. It's so easy. This advancement, this growth in the environment and the science has made our life so easier. But what we have to see here is the other side of this coin as well. So that is, it comes with a lot of connectivity, it comes with a lot of change in us, it needs a lot of change. Initially, when the last talk that I delivered at Ycet, it was a physical talk there, and there's the other side of the coin as well. I know I'm delivering a talk maybe from my cabin. So it makes us easier, but what it comes with a lot of adjustment. I tell you from my knowledge of science, psychology, and psychiatry that any change, anything that causes us to adjust is stress. So we agree that we are living, I think all of us will agree here that we are living in the most stressful situation. We're information loaded with so much of information. I think all of us know the difference between the information and knowledge. We are information loaded. We have these gadgets in our hands. These mobile phones. They control. They have all in it. Just the click of a button. So if it makes us so easier, but what it does, it kind of throws a lot of stimulus to our brain at the same time. From here, I will take you guys into the functioning of the brain, that how this change around us, that enables us to do a lot of things at one time, that enables us as a multitasker. We may go out and preach, we say, I'm a multitasker, I can handle too many things, too many jobs. But as per our knowledge of the functioning of brain and the functioning of mind and the knowledge from the research of psychology and psychiatry, our brain, this much organ in the head, this much organ that is connected to and that actually eventually controls the whole of our body, is actually designed in a way that there are so many structures or gate kind of things in the brain that cannot process too many information inside at the same time. Brain is structurally designed in a way that it cannot work, it cannot work on too many tasks at a time. So there is a conflict. Brain is an organ, our mind is an organ that is traditionally designed to work at one task at a one time, to process one information at one time. It is structurally designed in a way कि जैसे आप मुझे अभी सुन रहे हो तो मुझे ही सुन सकता है ये. अगर आप कुछ और भी कर रहे हो, कोई मोबाइल पे नोटिफिकेशन है या किसी को कोई मैसेज पास ऑन कर रहे हो, so it will for the moment it will get away from me and then process your attention on the another thing. So it cannot take too many, it is not structurally designed to take too many information, like maybe our mobile phone or a computer or the laptop we are working on, it can, it is made by us and it can process a lot of information at the same time. The Facebook and the Instagram can both run at the background at the same time. 2 folders or files can be downloaded at the same time, but the brain does not work that way. And we are living in a century where we are actually trying to maintain equilibrium between our technology, between our gadgets, and between our brain. We think our mind will work like it must multitask. I have a lot of clutter to do, I have a lot of chaos, I have a lot of work things, I have a lot of study things, I have a lot of to-do lists. So we're trying to maintain an equilibrium between two things that are structurally, functionally designed to work as a separate entities. Brain is the thing that can process one thing at a time, one shot at a time, like the golfers say, one task at a time, and the outer world around me, including all of his gadgets and all, they all expect from me to do a lot of things at a time. So, what we're continuously doing in our day-to-day lives, we're trying to maintain an equilibrium between both of them. So, this continuous fight between the world outside and our mind, what it is doing? It is also, kind of expecting it just to adjust. So all of us, including me, if I am a professional in psychiatry, does not mean I am immune to all this outer world. I live in the same world as we all. So what we're trying to do, we're continuously telling our brain to adjust. Right from the way we wake up in the morning to the way we're going to the bed in the night, continuously telling our mind to adjust. All of us know, हमने कहीं ना कहीं सुना हुआ होता है कि these mobile phones, these blue lights, these screens. I am not these screens. They kind of radiate certain kind of lights or rays that are not good for your health. So you must not use them during the night hours or when the sun is gone. It is not good for your eyes. But all of us are at our mobile phones straight right to the time, when our eyes closes and we go into sleep. All of us know, and all of us are doing it as well in the same time. Maybe some of us could have worked on this and has a better bedtime routine. But अगर हम देखेंगे ध्यान से, तो most of us are aware that we must not do this, and we're exactly doing it till the same time. That's what I'm talking about. We're at constant fight with that, constant fight to achieve that equilibrium or balance, or telling that brain to adjust with this outer world that is exactly not designed in the way the outer world functions. So all of us are continuously doing that. So brain is in continuously conflict. Right now, I work with initially when there was COVID. It is an example from my day-to-day work and life. When there was COVID, so I started getting a lot of children as my clients. Lot of children as my clients who have certain physical symptoms because of this mode of screen exposure and all. What happened then later on, as the time passed away, I started getting a lot of teachers as well, who started meeting me to share their problems. What I understand from them, the brains are going through a process of a lot of adjustment, lot of stress. I met a 12th, I won't take the names and all, but I met a 12th standard teacher who is a head for a senior secondary school, prestigious school of Jammu. The physics teacher sleeps for just 4 hours a night. All the time goes into his reading, then making that, हम जब हम स्टूडेंट होते हैं हम कैसा सोचते हैं कि एक क्लास है, कभी आधा किया कभी नहीं किया, बट टीचर के बारे में कभी नहीं सोचते. पहले वो पढ़ रहा है, फिर वो उसको ऑनलाइन क्लास बना रहा है, फिर उसको डिलीवर कर रहा है. So what example I want to make here is we are living in a world which is continuously trying, continuously working. The mind is continuously working. I slept at 12:30, and the last time I was online was at 12:12 maybe. So how much time the brain is resting? We cannot keep a machine working for 24 hours a day. If we won't switch off our gadgets, I think if we regularly keep switching on and switching off our gadgets, the life increases. So what this rampant change around us, what it is doing to us, it is, kind of continuously moving us without even giving us a moment to sit, to be a little stable, to recover ourselves, to reflect on the things, and to move ahead. So this continuous adjustment has actually taken our attention to this concept that is the theme of today's webinar as well, healthy mind and healthy life. We started talking about our mind. I'll tell you, working 10 years ago with psychology and psychiatry was a lot of stigma, carries a lot of stigma. But now I get clients, now I get people, I meet two people out about. There's too much talk about this mind. All of us know it. There's something in the mind. There's something in the mind that goes against, that is continuously going against my motives. I want to sleep, but I could not. I want to sleep, but I could not sleep properly. I don't know. इसका एक सिंपल एग्जांपल, जब हम कहीं बाहर जाते हैं, घूमने के लिए जाते हैं, पहाड़ों में जाते हैं, कहीं वेकेशन पे जाते हैं, हिल स्टेशन, कितना फ्रेश फील करते हैं. कभी आप पिछले कुछ 6 महीने में किसी ऐसी जगह पे गए होंगे जहां पे इंटरनेट बंद हो गया अचानक से. Can you notice that amount of anxiety in you? Can you notice that uneasy feeling in you? Because हमारा जो connectedness है इस outer world से, वो वहां पे टूट रहा है. So connectedness के भी दो तरीके. We are digitally connected, we are socially connected. But how this marketing people work, they make anything digitally sound like socially, like the Facebook says it's a social networking site, but I tell you, it is their advertisement for their product. It is not actually a social network site. Social networking is something when I meet Dr. Loveneesh at Nescafe and I share a cup of coffee and ideas and energies with them. That is social networking. So whatever they have replaced the concept. That's why I was talking with maybe the last generation knowing about the difference between reality and virtuality, because they have replaced real true emotions with the ones they introduce. We feel sad when no one likes our post. We feel so happy when there are continuous likes and comments. So what's happening there? We're feeling sadness and happiness. But is it true? No, it is induced by something that is being regulated by Facebook or maybe someone who is working in the US. So it is a pseudo emotion. It is not the real emotion. So what I'm trying to convey to you guys here is, we're continuously living in time when there is continuous fight between a true emotion and a false induced emotion, maybe not a false one, which is being artificially induced in us and which we naturally feel when we meet. हम किसी बचपन के उसको फ्रेंड को मिलते हैं, किसी दूर के रिलेटिव को मिलते हैं जिसके साथ हमारी बचपन की बहुत यादें होती हैं, वो जो नेचुरल इमोशन आता है और ये जो एक इंड्यूस्ड इमोशन आता है, उसमें कॉन्टिन्यूस वार चल रहा है बॉडी में. So at every moment this war is happening. This war is okay, it's okay. It's a change and we must change with the time. That's the only way to evolve and grow in this world. I agree with this concept. But this change, what we can do about it? We know it's happening, it's there. It's making us stressful. लवनीश सर, यहाँ तक मैं ठीक हूँ और सब लोग मेरे साथ कनेक्टेड होंगे आई थिंक. किसी का कोई क्वेश्चन?
नो सर.
ओके, तो हम देख रहे हैं इस 21वीं सदी में जब हमारे पास इतनी ग्रोथ की अपॉर्चुनिटीज हैं, हम एक क्लिक पे इस वर्ल्ड से कनेक्टेड हैं. इतना सब कुछ होने के बाद हमने अपने माइंड को कॉन्टिन्यूस फाइट में डाल दिया है. So I tell you one thing, mind is this much organ, it controls the whole of your body. If the mind is in the continuous fight with certain aspects, definitely the whole body is in fight. The whole body is in fight. So इसीलिए WHO ने इस बार वर्ल्ड हेल्थ डे का थीम जो लिया, आवर प्लेनेट आवर हेल्थ, बेसिक नीड्स पे लिया. I'll if I ask you all, we all, that with what has happened with this continuous fight between our physical selves, mind, and the outer world, it has changed us in a way that we have reduced awareness. We have reduced awareness, or we have a very chaotic and the disorganized awareness, or we have a very broken attention to our own self. What it has resulted, it has impacted our basic needs. First of all, the sleep. How important it is. A normal human being, if he sleeps 8 hours a day, which is at least the least recommended time by a science or the neuroscientists. So if I sleep for 8 hours, then it becomes 1/3 of my day. If I live 90 years on this planet, I will spend 30 years sleeping. 1/3 of my life will go into sleeping. I will not go here into the concepts of how we evolved and we started giving less importance to sleep and more important to the work. So traditionally, that's not the scope of this talk. But yes, there was times when it was promoted that we must sleep less and do more work. But this science, especially the neuroscience, from the research, the knowledge we have from the research in neuroscience in past 2 decades has clearly indicated us that lack of sleep is the single most and the largest cause, maybe contributing more than 90% of your stress. And I tell you here that stress is the single largest cause for any of the medical disease or disorder or ill health we have. Any disorder, right from hypertension, blood sugar, to cancer, to any disorder you take about it, you go into their causes, the stress is the largest and the single most cause. So how this change in the outer world that requires us to do more work, that makes us more connected, more information, more people at the same time, a larger world in a smaller time, what it has done, it takes away a lot of energy from us. अभी पहले हम हॉस्टल में रहते तो 5 दोस्तों से मिलते हैं, अभी हम सोशल मीडिया से जो है 500 लोगों से एक साथ इंटरेक्ट करते हैं. So it takes energy from me. Any interaction takes energy. Any talk takes energy. Any kind of survival on this is energy. Any transition is energy. We go and pay someone for the tea, and what we take in for that is a kind of energy. We give him energy, we take energy. So what it does, it keeps us working, it keeps us stimulating for a larger time. So we try to adjust a lot of things in single day. Could be इसके अलग-अलग एस्पेक्ट्स हैं. अगर हम डिजिटल में देखेंगे तो could be your own academic work, could be your own social, अभी could be your own social things on it, WhatsApp, Facebooking, Instagramming, LinkedIning, Snapchatting, whatever it is. And it could be the connectedness, could be the work. अभी जो assignments हमें physically मिलते थे laboratories में, तो online फटाक से आ जाते हैं, लेक्चर्स आ जाते हैं. अब हमारा एक अटेंशन रह गया कि हमने इसमें से सीख लिया यार हर चीज रिकॉर्डेड है, तो जिस अभी हम अटेंशन नहीं भी दे रहे हैं तो इसका रिकॉर्डिंग हमें बाद में मिल जाएगा. तो कहीं ना कहीं क्या हो रहा है, हम जो प्रेजेंट मोमेंट है, हर मोमेंट में उतने अवेयर नहीं रह रहे हैं. because technology has provided us with a solution to almost everything. You know, if you are not so attentive for this talk, and later on some friends say it was a good talk and there was a content, some content, or you were mentioned in the talk, you may ask for recording of this talk as well. So we have that thing in mind, and what it all doing is doing too many things. ये कर क्या रहा है, ये बुरा क्यों है? बहुत सारी चीजें तो एक साथ करना बहुत अच्छी बात है ना भैया, कि हम बहुत सारा काम इकट्ठे निपटा लेंगे, बहुत सारी चीजें कर लेंगे, इसमें कहाँ गलत बात है? मैं गाने भी सुन रहा हूँ और मैंने फेसबुक भी चला लिया, मैं गाने भी सुन रहा था और मैंने वो सबको ईमेल भी लिख दिया, मैं मूवी भी देख रहा था तो मैंने वो वाला काम भी कर लिया। तो ये गलत क्या है इसमें? तो गलत, सबसे पहले तो मैंने आपको वो कंसेप्ट दिया था कि एक तो ब्रेन की फंक्शनिंग स्ट्रक्चरली और स्ट्रक्चर के हिसाब से उसके अगेंस्ट है, और इसमें हो क्या रहा है ना, क्यों अगेंस्ट क्यों है, क्यों ऐसा कहता है कि ब्रेन ये उसके अगेंस्ट है? तो होता क्या कि किसी भी टास्क को परफॉर्म करने के लिए ना, हमें किसी भी चीज को, जैसे इस टॉक को परफॉर्म करने के लिए, तो हमें उस पर अटेंशन देनी पड़ती है। सबसे पहला बेसिक कंसेप्ट है, हम अटेंटिव होंगे कि आगे वाला आदमी क्या कह रहा है। तो ये अटेंशन कौन देता है? ब्रेन। फिर क्या होगा, हम उस अटेंशन को जब लंबे समय तक रखेंगे तो उसको कंसंट्रेशन बोलते हैं। तो इसके बहुत सारे कारण हैं कि, पर मैं आपको एक सिंपल वे में और एक बहुत लार्जर एस्पेक्ट इसका बताऊंगा कि क्यों ये फंक्शनिंग से हमें प्रॉब्लम हो रही है। तो एक्चुअली में आप सब नोट करोगे कि इतना सब कुछ एक साथ करने के बाद हम किसी भी टास्क पे अटेंशन तो दे देते हैं, हम उस पर ध्यान तो दे देते हैं, हम उसे करने की कोशिश तो कर लेते हैं, पर हम उस टॉक को बहुत बार लंबे समय तक उस अटेंशन को मेंटेन नहीं कर पाते हैं, क्योंकि हमारे पास इतनी सारी और चीजें आ रही हैं। जैसे जब आप ये टॉक सुन रहे होंगे तो हम सबके हाथ में मोबाइल फोन्स, बहुत सारे लोग मोबाइल फोन से सुन रहे होंगे, तो उस पर इंस्टाग्राम का भी नोटिफिकेशन आ रहा होगा, उस पर व्हाट्सएप का भी नोटिफिकेशन आ रहा होगा। सो दिस इज समथिंग दैट आवर ब्रेन इज नॉट डिजाइन्ड टू डू। इट कैन, अगर हमें सही में ब्रेन हमारी बॉडी के हिसाब से काम करने, तो हम एक ही काम को एक साथ कर सकते हैं। मल्टीटास्किंग का जो फैक्टर है ना, ये ब्रेन ठीक से नहीं कर पा रहा। तो इससे इसके इफेक्ट्स क्या होते हैं? इसके इफेक्ट्स क्या होते हैं कि जब हम बहुत सारा चीजें जो है एक साथ करने की कोशिश करते हैं तो हम उनको अटेंटिवली नहीं कर पा रहे। जब हम किसी चीज को अटेंशन और प्रॉपर कंसंट्रेशन से नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, तो उसकी जो क्वालिटी है उस किए हुए काम की, उस किए हुए काम की जो क्वालिटी है वो कम हो रही है। अब मैं क्रिकेट खेल रहा हूं और मैं फील्डिंग कर रहा हूं हाथ में जब पॉकेट में मोबाइल लेके और बिना मोबाइल लेके, तो आप नोट करोगे कि क्वालिटी ऑफ फील्डिंग कम होगी। मैं सिर्फ मोबाइल, फील्डिंग, ये सब एग्जांपल्स दे रहा हूं, आप इसको किसी भी चीज के साथ रिलेट कर सकते हो। अगर हम कहीं भी कोई भी काम कर रहे हैं तो हम एक्चुअली में बहुत सारे टास्क के साथ स्टिमुलेटेड हैं। हम कहीं रेस्टोरेंट में खाना खाने चले जाएं, दे विल कम फॉर द विद द फीडबैक फॉर्म एंड ऑल, देयर इज टू मच स्टिमुलेशन इन्वॉल्वड एवरीवेयर। तो मैं स्लीप की बात कर रहा था। तो सबसे पहले हमारा क्या हुआ, हमने जब बहुत सारा काम एक दिन में करना पड़ेगा तो हमने क्या करा भाई, स्लीप तो इररिलेवेंट है, अभी 8 घंटे सोते हो, 6 घंटे सो जाओ, ज्यादा पढ़ाई कर लो, कल पेपर है, 6 महीने में एक बार ही होना है, तो आज तो यार बिना सोए दे देते हैं। तो हमने क्या करा, उस टाइम को कट करा। हमने ऐसी एडिक्टिव चीजें खरीदी। सिर्फ एडिक्शन बाहर जाके सब्सटेंसेस का नहीं होता है, जैसे हम बात करते हैं कि लोग सिगरेट पी रहे हैं, लोग शराब पी रहे हैं, जो लोग जो हैं, हम लोग ड्रग्स करते हैं, वो इलीगलाइज्ड फॉर्म ऑफ एडिक्शंस है। बट कैन वी थिंक अबाउट द मच डिजास्ट्रस टाइप्स ऑफ एडिक्शंस? स्टीव जॉब्स ने जब आईफोन बनाया था, तो उसने एक स्टेटमेंट में कहा था, इट विल बी द मोस्ट एडिक्टिव थिंग दैट द वर्ल्ड हैव, एंड इट प्रूव्ड राइट। Every company will actually target to make a product that is addictive to their users so that they can sell it more. तो इस समय हुआ क्या, हमने ऐसी चीजों को अंदर लाया. There are too many other forms of addiction, like sugar, gadgets around, addiction to food, and blah 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 blah. Anything when it is done it not in a proper way, anything that induces some kind of uneasiness when it is taken away from you, it can be termed as addiction. Like the way we don't stress any change in our environment. So what it does to us, it kind of reduce the quality of sleep we started having. So I'll not exactly go into the minute pictures of it and explaining each one of them. What does reduced sleep have impacts on us, how it impacts our life. But it started taking our brain away, the rest from our brain, the ability that continuous fight I was talking between our mind, body, and the outer world, the ability to be active warrior in that fight. We took it away from the brain. We took its rest. If my soldier is not rested properly, if it is not calm, how the soldier is going to fight that war? We are at the what I was talking. We are at the continuous fight in this 21st century, and all of us know that this fight is going to be taken to a next level every time. The Facebook is going to improve. The WhatsApp is going to improve. Now there's WhatsApp business as well. So it is going to improve. So this fight is going to increase. But what we are doing at the same point, that we are losing this fight to the outer world. How? Because the only warrior, our mind and the body, which we have inside us, when we are making it weak by taking its power to fight. We took its rest away, we disrupted its rest. We started disrupting its rest. What does this disturbed feel make us feel like? We feel cranky in the morning, and I'll bet you a lot of us need a mobile screen to wake up in the morning. When we wake up, we are not fresh enough, and when this chunky light gets into our eyes, this whatever rays or light you call it, so gets into light, it goes into our eyes. Eyes are the closest organs to our brain, so it stimulates the brain and we wake up like this. I tell you, it does the same thing that a cigarette, when someone smokes a cigarette, does to their body. The nicotine that they inhale into their lungs, within 15 seconds, it goes into their brain. They feel a little active, and that's what may make them to light another cigarette later in their lives. This is what this mobile phone is doing, and the problem here is that 15 seconds is now taken away by a very less time, maybe the minutes of a second. It stimulates like this. This is just an example of the world we are living in, and how it is impacting our health, and why we need to talk about a healthy mind and a healthy life. It is not that I am you guys are in a talk that is against mobile phones. It is the most utilized, most required, most needed things to survive, I think, in this 21st century. Than just talking about the mind and the mobile complex, maybe the mind and the outer world complex, maybe the health of my mind and the outer health, maybe. That's why the WHO theme comes relevant here as well. Our planet and our health. तो हम क्या कहते हैं, हम प्लेनेट पे किस चीज की बात करते हैं? पेड़ लगाएंगे, सफाई करेंगे, कचरा अलग करेंगे, बायोडिग्रेडेबल अलग, नॉन बायोडिग्रेडेबल अलग, गीला कचरा अलग, सूखा कचरा अलग. But what we not talk about, decluttering our minds. इनको भी तो सफाई चाहिए. We talk about declutter. We do declutter our mobile phones. We delete all those irrelevant pictures. Sometimes we declutter our emails as well, maybe the files and folders. But are we really decluttering our minds? Because one TB hard disk cannot raise its capacity. Cannot raise its capacity to 2 TB unless and until we replace it with the more advanced version. But this mind, the mind we have and the research we have, it keeps increasing. The capacity keeps increasing every time we use it. Every task we do it. The concept scientifically known as neuroplasticity. I am not going into the explaining that concept, but the more we use our mind, it says that the more it will strengthen those networks, the more it will, kind of कैसे होता है हमको यहाँ से कॉलेज के लिए जाना है और हम रोज जा रहे हैं और 2 साल से जा रहे हैं मे बी, तो कितनी बार हम ड्राइव करते हो ऑटोमेटिक ऑटो पायलट मोड्स पे होते हैं. कभी हम किसी नए रास्ते जा रहे हैं, नई जगह ट्रैवल कर रहे हैं, तो कैसे हम जो है वो एकदम ध्यान से गाड़ी चलाते हैं. कभी हम अपने यूजुअल जगह पे जाते हैं तो एकदम बहुत बार वी आर टेकन वी आर माइंड समवे वी आर नॉट एग्जैक्टली ऑन द रोड्स, ऑन द पीपल अराउंड, ऑन द होर्डिंग्स अराउंड. कितनी बार हम वो सारी होर्डिंग्स रास्ते पे पढ़ते हुए चलते हैं. तो this is one concept how we disrupted our sleep in the today's world. We are so taken away, our concentration, the concept I was talking about, the attention and the concentration, our concentration is so much taken away that you will agree with me that do we really take or drink adequate amount of water per day? All of us. Are we repeatedly doing it every day for a week? Are we repeatedly doing it maybe for 10 days, maybe 20 days, then we again skip by? We hardly forget to recharge our mobile. We hardly forget to charge our mobile phones batteries. Are we regularly drinking adequate amount of water? That's single most necessities I'm talking about, not the big health, the multivitamins and all fundas. And single most necessity, the sleep, water, food. So we disrupted our sleep. We're not regularly drinking water. I'm talking about drinking water regularly for days, weeks, months, and years. Are we doing that? No. We're not upgrading that knowledge or skills in drinking adequate water, but we are regularly updating our Windows or whatever iOS. We are updating your new technologies. जो बेसिक हमारी बॉडी की नीड्स है, नींद हो गया, पानी पीना, फूड. Don't you think our mind is a constant war every day? Between that plate of momos, spring roll, burger, and that one glass of banana shake or something. We all know that, but we can't do that because the world around us is designed in a way that it throws a lot of things that will make banana shakes may have less tendency to make you addictive. But that McDonald's burger is designed in a way so that it becomes addictive to your tongue and tummy, and so you walk into the store again and again. And even the ability of resources, the availability of these resources around us. Definitely, if something is not addictive, so it will, the world around us, the people who are involved in earning their living from selling those products, it will impact their structure, and the things that are more addictive will be available more around us. But we don't have to fight and think about all this because we don't have time to do all this. And who has taken our time? Who has taken our attention? This outer world. We, at least in India and in this part of the world, we're actually, if we think about it and reflect it, we're actually trying to do a lot of work and tasks in a smaller period of time. So it impacted our sleep. The world around us impacted our water intake. The world around us impacted our food. So that all made us stressful. And when we are stressful, our body is on the continuous fight in the internal, at the external level, in the molecular level, at the cellular level. So what it does, it may dysfunction sometimes, and when it dysfunctions, it causes us ill health. So almost we have talked about now 40 minutes. So talking and understanding the concept that how this 21st century that is so unique and so talked about, the century of change, century of transition. So we all love this. We are part of this century and change, but how it is impacting. We today looked at the other side of this coin, how it is impacting us and what it is causing us to do, and how it is stretching us in certain ways that may be not good for the well-being, for the living, for us to live and survive on this planet. It may be, it may be expecting us to do certain things that we are not designed to do, because that certain things that we are not designed to do, and we are at continuous fight between these concepts, between these dimensions, and which makes us stressful, and our mind is actually at a constant fire, and constantly firing new things, our emotional things, our intellectual things, our cognitive things, and there's a lot of load in our mind. तो अभी इतना तो पक्का ये बदल नहीं सकता, ये तो ऐसा चलेगा और हमको इसके साथ चेंज होना है। तो अपन हम लोग क्या कर सकते हैं? हम बात थोड़ा सा उस तरफ शिफ्ट करेंगे कि हम क्या कर सकते हैं। अभी प्रॉब्लम तो है बॉस, क्योंकि अभी और ये चेंज भी है, ये अपने को चाहिए भी ना, हमको सर्वाइवल हमको अच्छा करना है ना, क्योंकि इतना टाइम लगता है, इतना एनर्जी लगता है, तो अपने को कंसेप्ट क्या है, बेसिक कंसेप्ट तो यही है ना, कुछ भी करने के लिए हमें एनर्जी का इनपुट देना है और उसका एनर्जी का एक्सपेक्टेशन है, आउटपुट है। तो द डिफरेंस बिटवीन द इनपुट एंड आउटपुट इज योर सेविंग। So it could be in terms of your finance, it could be in terms of your emotions. You give less emotions, investment in terms of emotions, outcome in terms of emotion. This is your emotional saving. This is your intellectual saving. You give less thinking power to it, input, output, intellectual saving. So you have to save yourself. Save yourself for your own self. Where you want to use it, where you want to spend it. तो अभी हम ठीक है, हमको ये समझ में भी आ रहा है, तो हम इसके लिए कर क्या सकते हैं? What is the way out? तो इतना सर ने बोल दिया और इतना मैंने बोल दिया और इतना ये हो रहा है, तो ये कांस्टेंट फाइट को हम रोक कैसे सकते हैं जो हमारी बॉडी और आउटर वर्ल्ड की है? तो मैंने एक बुक पढ़ा था, उसमें से मुझे ये कॉन्सेप्ट काफी अच्छा लगा। I think the book is still here in my bookshelf there. The power of a habit. तो उसमें एक कॉन्सेप्ट था जिसको मैंने बाद में साइकोलॉजी और साइकेट्री के साथ रिलेट किया, and I have discussed it with certain senior colleagues at an international conference as well. कि हमारी लाइफ में कोई भी प्रॉब्लम्स है ना, हमने इसको काफी मेडिकल साइंस में तब बात हुई थी कि हम इसको अप्लाई कर सकते हैं हमारी लाइफ के प्रॉब्लम्स को। अभी जो भी हमने बोला ये स्ट्रेसफुल है, कांस्टेंट वॉर है, तो इट इज अ काइंड ऑफ प्रॉब्लम। तो हम अपनी लाइफ की किसी भी प्रॉब्लम को ना 3 तरीके से डील कर सकते हैं। पहले उसको किसी भी प्रॉब्लम को 3 स्पेक्ट्रम पे वो कर सकते हैं, डिफरेंशिएट कर सकते हैं। सो वो 3 स्पेक्ट्रम्स क्या क्या हैं? क्या इस ये प्रॉब्लम, हमारे कुछ प्रॉब्लम्स हमारी लाइफ में दैट आर नॉट इन आवर कंट्रोल एट ऑल, वी कैन नॉट डू मच अबाउट इट, वी कैन नॉट डू एनीथिंग अबाउट इट एक्चुअली, like all of these natural disasters and all, we could not do anything about COVID. Corona came and it just came, it was not under our control, like kind of thing, disasters thing. There are certain problems that are under direct control, जो हमारे direct control में। there are problems that are under our indirect control. So there is a problem that जिस पे हमारा कोई कंट्रोल नहीं है। तो जब हमारा कंट्रोल ही नहीं है ना, तो हम इसको चेंज कर सकते हैं, तो वही फॉरगेट अबाउट इट, वी कैन नॉट डू एनीथिंग अबाउट इट, इट्स गोइंग टू बी देयर। maybe the syllabus and the semester I don't like, maybe the modality I don't like. It could be, if it's a college kind of thing, it could be in your direct control that you go to your professor or the head and you talk about it. But if it's a UGC kind of thing, then you may not do much about it at a student level. Maybe I don't know how things have improved in this spectrum. तो कुछ चीजें हैं जो हमारी डायरेक्ट कंट्रोल बिल्कुल भी कंट्रोल में नहीं है, तो हम कुछ कर नहीं सकते, तो उनके बारे में तो सोचते रहेंगे तो कैसे चलेगा, नहीं चलेगा, हम कर ही कुछ नहीं सकते, तो चलो अगर ये 33% भी है तो ये तो गया, ठीक है, हम इसको छोड़ देंगे। कुछ चीजें जो हमारी डायरेक्ट कंट्रोल में, हम इनको बिल्कुल हम ही कर सकते हैं, और कुछ चीजें हैं जो हमारे इनडायरेक्ट कंट्रोल में, जिसमें दो लोगों का इन्वॉल्वमेंट होगा, दो चीजों का इन्वॉल्वमेंट होगा, तो उनको भी हम एडजस्टेबिलिटी के साथ कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं, मैनेज कर सकते हैं, बेहतर कर सकते हैं। So where I want to take you all is that there are certain problems we cannot control. We can control this transition of, that reality and virtuality, online and off crisis, COVID and all. This is going to be there. This is change. This is need of this survival. So I cannot go and talk कि ये होना नहीं चाहिए, my mind is at continuous fight, it's not good for my mind. This is going to be there. I'm sorry I interrupted for a few seconds. So we cannot do much about the things we cannot control. But the things that are under our direct control and the things that are under our partial control and may require certain change or adjustment to make them better for us, we can work on those things. So I tell you, we talked about sleep, that's directly under our control. We can control that sleep. If I have my dinner at 8 or maybe at 9 and I don't go to sleep till 12:30 or 1, that's my control. So we can control our sleep. We can control our water intake. We can control our food. Direct control. I know that the war is between the outer world and the inside, and the outer world is so attractive and lucrative that they have posted those things in front of you, those stimuli. So all the time your mind has to fight between what to choose, and the addictive thing is available much more easily, and that requires a lot of will every time to fight. But will is a kind of muscle. The more we use it, the more it increases. It increases its strength more. So what we can do, the sleep is under our control, the water intake is under our control, the diet is under our control. I bet you here from my knowledge of the neuroscience, psychiatry and psychology and the medical science, that if you do a good quality sleep, have a good quantity of water, and have good control over your diet, you are going to be healthy, and healthy always comes in a wealthy way, because if you are healthy, you are definitely wealthy. Nothing, वो इतना टेफलॉन कोटिंग बनाना, उसके इर्द गिर्द वो तो हमको ही बनाना पड़ेगा कि the outer world, our semesters, our engagements, the weddings around us, the wedding of relatives, the वो relatives घर आ गए, the dinner outside, the birthday of friend, it does not, if it starts influencing us, that picture on the Instagram, the selfie in that restaurant, but it affects, if these three things, sleep, water intake and your diet, इसके इर्द गिर्द अगर आपने वो टेफलॉन कोटिंग डाल दिया कि ये सारी चीजें इधर मैं नहीं आने दूंगा, ये क्या हूँ, इवन बेसिक इंसान, मेरी नींद, मैं अभी फिजिकल एक्टिविटी पे गया नहीं क्योंकि उसमें इंडस्ट्री इन्वॉल्व है, उसमें मार्केटिंग इन्वॉल्व है, वो बहुत ज्यादा प्रमोट हो रहा है। आप देखोगे एवरी हियर एंड देयर एडवर्टाइजमेंट्स अबाउट जिम्स एंड ऑल, एंड हम भी ठीक, दैट इज इंपॉर्टेंट, बट these three things are even more important than my bet you. Sleep, water, diet. If you do this, if you go to gym, they make you work out and they tell you only these things, sleep properly, eat properly, sleep properly, eat properly, and drink water properly. So first they tell you do all these things, then the workout will help. And what we do, we go and take that membership and whatever, and we try to work on these things. So I give you a tip here. First, take control of your sleep. Start taking adequate water. मल्टीटास्किंग नहीं करना, आज से 10 गिलास पानी भी पीना है, 8 घंटे सोना भी है, मोबाइल बंद कर देने का है, और खाना बहुत सही खाना होगा नहीं, फिर वो मल्टीटास्किंग हो गया। फॉर 3 वीक्स स्टार्ट टेकिंग कंट्रोल ऑफ योर स्लीप। आज आप सो गए ठीक से, कल आपको पता कल आप नहीं सो पाए, स्टार्ट नोटिंग डाउन ऑल दोस रीजंस व्हाई वर यू नॉट एबल टू स्लीप प्रॉपर्ली, स्टार्ट वर्किंग ऑन देम, इट विल टेक few more days or weeks maybe, so maybe it took you 1 month 2 months depending on your problem, intensity of your problems and the frequency of problems, taking away from doing that act. So take control of your sleep, then take the easier task first, so we will not do so much taxing on your willpower as well. Start taking control of your water. First, start drinking adequate water. Start choosing a water bottle for a pack of juice or cold drink. Then maybe you purchase a good bottle for yourself, and you always carry your bottle along, and maybe refill it whenever it is needed, and you reduce that cost of purchasing a water bottle as well. अब ये तो WHO के प्लानिंग वाली चीजों में आता है कि हमारे पास एडिक्वेट वाटर सप्लाई कहाँ पे है, पीने का पानी कितना अवेलेबल है, कहाँ हम फ्रीक्वेंटली उनको रिफिल कर सकते हैं। तो पानी, डाइट, नींद, आई बेट यू कंट्रोल दीज थिंग्स, ये आपके डायरेक्ट कंट्रोल में है। It takes away a lot of stress away, because stress is going to be there. Stress is of 2 types, you know, it's a good stress, bad stress. There's no stress that you may not attend this talk at 10:30 in the morning. Could be Loveneesh sir ने थोड़ा सा स्ट्रेस आपको किया होगा ना कि अभी टॉक करना है, नहीं होगा, अटेंडेंस होगा, व्हाटएवर, तो क्या कहते हैं इसको, तो स्ट्रेस तो होना चाहिए, वो स्ट्रेस होगा तो टॉक होगा, टॉक में आप आए, तो स्ट्रेस तो होना चाहिए, बिना स्ट्रेस के भी हम कुछ करते नहीं। तो देयर इज अ गुड स्ट्रेस, बैड स्ट्रेस। गुड स्ट्रेस इज दैट हेल्प्स अस ग्रो एंड इवॉल्व इन अ बेटर वे, द बैड स्ट्रेस इज दैट टेक्स अस अवे, टेक्स आवर हेल्थ अवे, टेक्स आवर माइंड्स अवे। सो ये 3 चीजें आप करो फिजिकल एक्टिविटी को उसके बाद, एंड फिजिकल एक्टिविटी भी ऐसे बेसिक से स्टार्ट करो। सो दिस इज हाउ वी कैन कीप आवरसेल्व्स हेल्दी। I tell you, drinking enough good amount of water. We always talk about meditation and all. Drinking, I regularly I talk to this people around me, and they're talking. I'm trying meditation for 6 months. I'm not able to do it properly. You know, आप पानी ठीक से पीते नहीं, आप सोते ठीक से नहीं हो, आप खाना ठीक से नहीं खाते हो, ये तीनों प्रॉपरली करना अपने आप में मेडिटेशन है। पहले हम ये करेंगे, जब हमने वो कर लिया, then we'll think about the ways how to calm our minds, how to calm our minds. If you are so much here with me in this talk, and if one of us will you say that Dr. Nikhil, I am with you, and we are here with you, we are listening to you, so I can right away, I can make you guys to do a simple task sitting wherever you are, so that you understand the calmness, the power of the calmness of this mind, and how can it take us all away when we face the fight between the outer world and the inner world. Are you guys with me? Are you listening? Hello? Hello.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
So, are you guys listening? And can we do a small technique here, which will help us to, kind of get aware to a very, very calm mind? Can I go ahead with that?
Yes, sir, sure, sir.
So, wherever we are sitting, what we can do here is we can semi close our eyes. Just take your attention away from the gadget. I will be speaking, so you will get to listen whatever I talk. So you can take yourself a little away from the uh, gadget, so that only you can only hear my voice. We call it the diaphragmatic breathing exercise. So what you can do here, so that it is a technique where you pay your attention to the body, and your awareness is attention is taken away from your mind. So at least not getting disrupted for those thoughts for the time being. So this will be the goal of this task. So इसमें सिंपल टेक्निक में क्या करना है, we call it diaphragmatic breathing exercise. इसमें आप नाक से सांस को अंदर लेते हैं, अपने पेट तक रोकते हैं, पेट में लेके जाते हैं, पेट में रोकते हैं, पेट फूलना चाहिए, वहां पे उसको रोकते हैं थोड़ी देर के लिए, फिर मुंह से बाहर निकालते हैं. It goes like this. नाक से अंदर लिया, पेट में रोका और मुंह से बाहर निकाला. तो आप प्लीज इसको अभी जहां पे भी आप हो, जिन लोगों के लिए ये कन्वीनियंट है, इसको ऐसे रेगुलरली करना स्टार्ट कीजिए. उसके बाद मैं कुछ वर्ड्स आपको बोलूंगा, आपने उनको अपने माइंड में फॉलो करना है. नाक से सांस को अंदर लेना है, पेट तक लेना है, टमी में रोकना है उसको, और फिर मुंह से बाहर निकालना है. नाक से सांस को अंदर लीजिए, पेट में रोकिए, मुंह से बाहर निकालिए. ऐसा करते रहिए. एंड नाउ think about a container in your mind. Container, a kind of box. Think about a box or a container in your mind. ऐसे आंखें बंद करके अपने माइंड में बड़े से बॉक्स या कंटेनर के बारे में सोचो. Think about a container or a box in your mind. A big, huge, strong, solid container in your mind. A big, huge, strong, solid container in your mind. A safe and strong container with a safe lock and key. Keep thinking about a big box container with a safe lock and key. Look at its picture. What's the shape? Is it spherical? Is it cylindrical? Is it whatever the shape is in your mind? Look at the picture. Look at the color of this container. Hold on to this picture. Hold on to this picture in your mind. Hold on to this picture in your mind. Now, recollect all your worries, holding on to this container box in your mind. Recollect all your worries, all your thoughts, all your fears. all your doubts, all your problems. Recollect all of your worries, all of your doubts, fears and problems all together, सबको इकट्ठा करो and put it all into this container. And put it all into this container. Just lock the container. Just lock the container. And keep it aside for the time being. Keep it somewhere. Keep it somewhere where only you can access it. Take 3 more breaths, like the way I told you, in which you inhale from your nose till your tummy. You keep the breath there in your tummy and you exhale it from your mouth. Take 3 more breaths and get back to here with me in the moment. Yeah, it's done. So this is a kind of worry box that you all have imagined. Uh, there's a imaginary box that contains all of your problems, all of your fears, all of your doubts, all of your concerns for the time being. For the time being, and it is kept somewhere imaginarily that where only you can access it. So it's a kind of worry box. We all must have a worry box or a diary kind of thing where we write all of our problems. We get back to them when we are rested enough, relaxed enough, and fear enough to deal with the problems. Because we cannot all the time deal with the problems. So I am done with my talk. I can hand over the mic, the screen to next person who will be proceeding.
Thank you so much, sir, for such a lovely presentation. We gained a lot of knowledge and enjoyed a lot. Now I request Engineer the formal vote of
Thank you, Asli. I'm audible to you? Okay. I extend my heartiest thanks to our guest speaker, Dr. Nikhil Gupta, Assistant Professor from Acharya Shri Chandra College of Medical Science, Jammu, for sharing his view, delivering valuable knowledge on healthy mind, healthy life, and for sparing time from your valuable schedule to be with us at YCET. I'm grateful to Engineer B.R. Verma, Chief Coordinator, Engineer Dinesh Gupta, Dean Academics, for their esteemed presence. I would like to thank Engineer Loveneesh Talwar, H.O.D Electrical Department, for organizing these kinds of lecture for our young students. I would also like to thank all the faculty members for their presence. And last but not least, I extend my thanks to all the students for their participation. Thank you all.
Thank you, Nikhil sir. Thank you so much that
Thank you.
you give such a beautiful talk. I think you have devoted so much time to deliver this talk. So thank you so much, sir. It's a very wonderful talk. So I think all the participants get benefited by your beautiful talk given by you. And once again, sir, thank you so much that you accept my invitation on this Occupations Day, World
It's not.
Health Day, and we are celebrating World Health Day in a Y City, only and only you with your support. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for this part of this program. Thank you so much, sir.
Are there any questions? Someone want to ask something?
Yeah, students, if you have any question, you can ask your questions. Any questions? If you have any question, you can please ask because we know sir is having a very tight schedule. So if you have any question, you can ask your questions. I think Nikhil sir, there is no question. So thank you once again, sir. Thank you once again for such a beautiful talk on this day. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.